Cora! Oh my god, hello! This is outrageous!
Good day, Bonnie.
What precisely do you mean? I'm your younger sister. It saddens me that you aren't pleased to receive a communication from me.
So who can blame me? So go ahead and do it. What do you desire this time?
What do you mean when you say this time? Why are you so mean to me every time I text or call you?
You want to know why? Bonnie, I don't have all day. Please explain why you are texting me.
Fine. Mom just told me you had a boyfriend now. Is this accurate?
Yes.
Why didn't you inform me about him at the time? This is something you usually do to me. When it comes to males, you never tell me anything.
I'm not sure why. Besides, it's not like I tell you anything about my personal life.
You should always inform me. I keep reminding you to let me know if you meet a new guy. I need to know how kind they are and if they are a suitable match for me.
God, please don't let this happen again.
This is why I don't want to talk to you about guys, much alone anything else in my life. Why?
I'm not going on dates with men just so you can get into their trousers. They are not for you to pluck off of me as if they were disposable. I can't believe you believed you could just text me after finding out I had a new boyfriend. After what you did, you literally have no right to ask me about my new relationship.
What do you mean? What's the harm? We live in a free country as far as I can tell. Since when have I been denied my rights?
Bonnie, you're so irritating. 4 years ago, do you remember what you did back then? You took my ex-husband. What did you bump your head on?
Oh my goodness.
Mom even cut you off, yet you still go around to her house as if nothing has happened. Stop going to her house unannounced. I don't want you to come over here, so leave us alone. You eat and watch TV anyway. So stop being such a bothersome, useless brat.
What's the point? That is also my residence. That is the residence of my own mom. Of course, I'm free to go whenever I choose. Cora, why are you acting like such a jerk?
Please quit bothering Mom and me in this manner.
No. For one thing, how would I meet your new man if I don't go there? And I'd like to see how things are between you two.
Please excuse me. And why would you feel the need to spy on me in such a way?
I'll give you credit for catching a lot of incredibly attractive men. You have an excellent track record in this regard. It simplifies my job and eliminates the need for me to do the legwork myself.
What the heck?
But as you can see, good attractive boys appear better with a nice-looking girl, such as myself. Do you get what I'm saying? It's better for images because we all know how Instagram can be. If I join forces with a cute guy, I'll gain more followers and the video will go viral. You know what I mean?
What is your problem? What is my relationship to you?
And what does that imply? Anyway, look at that. Every guy you've ever dated has had feelings for me, right?
What on earth are you on about?
It just goes to show how diligent you are in locating these men for me. I mean, the habit has become quite thick. This system has gotten to me.
What system? Is there no such thing as a system?
You fetch the hot guys, I test them out, and if I like them, they get to have my fun. If I don't, that's the end of it.
What are you talking about now? Oh my God. You're babbling. You're making no sense. Who are you talking about? There has only been one significant relationship in my life. And you stole my ex-husband? You're crazy! Bonnie, go seek some assistance.
No, recall. Elias in junior high? The high school basketball captain? Again, what was his name? Tom. No, Roy. No! Never mind, maybe it was Zane. And who was that Greek model?
Bonnie, hold on. They were never my boyfriends. I never dated those guys. Stop making this stuff up.
Whoa, come on. I know you remember. Or do you want me to remind you of something?
Although I had several close male friends, they were never my boyfriends. First and foremost, Elias was simply a friend. Not more, not less. By the way, the name of the basketball player was Otis.
Oh, that's it, Otis.
People assumed we were together since he and I spent so much time together, but we were never that. So that's all. And Basil, the person who performed some modeling work here and there, he did ask me out, but I was already seeing my ex-husband at the time, so nothing occurred. That's all there is to it. I've never dated any of them. Are you content now?
Really?
You went after them because you thought they were my lovers. So, I'm not sure what you're so pleased of, because other from my ex-husband, you've never stolen one of my guys.
Oh my gosh, this just makes me want to take your existing partner even more.
Please excuse me. What did you just say to me, Bonnie?
So you just told me that the mails I took from you weren't really yours. That means I've accomplished nothing. So this may be my next challenge. I'm gonna steal another one of your lovers and make him mine.
What's the matter with you? You're the worst person I've ever met. The worst sister imaginable. You're a boyfriend thief.
A boyfriend thief?
People like you are referred to as such. Check it out if you don't trust me. You're a narcissist who simply enjoys the excitement of an affair and the feeling of being chosen over someone else, which is completely absurd because it's all a game to you when all you're doing is hurting people's feelings. You're such a horrible person because you have no idea how much damage you're inflicting. I'm sure you enjoy having so much power and control. And congratulations, especially since there is no commitment required. Do you believe it's ideal for you and your commitment phobia? But you'll see one day. You'll realize that what you're doing is the absolute worst thing you could possibly do to anyone. And you'll be damned for it.
Oh wow, you just called me a bunch of names. Cora, I'm offended. I'm pretty upset right now, but I believe you simply placed your wager.
What is your wager?
Keep an eye on me, sis. I'm going to take your guy. Yes, your present man, and you'll regret calling me any of those things.
Bonnie, whatever. You've got no notion who he is. I haven't even properly informed Mom about him. So you're not going to be able to do that.
Believe me, I will.
No way are you going to do to my boyfriend what you did to me and Egan. What, after all, is going on between you and Egan? Are you still in love with him? I'm sure he has no idea what you do behind his back. I'm sure he has no idea who you truly are. He's been duped, poor him. But who cares, he abandoned me for you anyway.
Wait, Egan. Who exactly is Egan?
For God's sake, Bonnie, don't play dumb with me. My ex-husband, you jerk.
Oh, I know quite a few, Egan. And I slept with a few.
You are pitiful.
Oh, finished a long time ago.
What? You've solved the problem of snatching him from me. You guys broke up after you duped him, damaged my faith and trust in him, and ruined our marriage?
Whoopies.
Didn't you call him your trophy husband back when he was still my husband? What is the truth? This is not something I believe. Are you serious about me, Bonnie?
We did, in fact, break up.
Why?
Oh, I'm not sure. I simply became bored. I no longer loved him. He wasn't a really good catch in the first place.
What the hell happened?
I realized there were a lot more fish in the sea as well.
You're repulsive.
But it's fantastic. I can go boyfriend poaching again now that I'm as free as a bird, as you so sweetly put it earlier.
Okay, Bonnie. I've already informed my boyfriend about your deception.
Deception. You're so impolite.
And how you've stolen people who mean a lot to me in the past? Bonnie, you are a scheming and unattractive slut.
A slut? Quit talking. I'm not a slut.
Oh, believe me, you're nothing but a disgusting, filthy, scrawny ill creature, and you're going to get it. So, go ahead. Try me. See if you can separate me from my boyfriend. I'm not going to make it easy for you this time.
The challenge has been accepted.
A few months later.
Cora, hello. We haven't texted in quite some time. Did you forget about me? Anyway, I'm just dropping by to let you know that I now have your guy. I was expecting you to be all over it, bombarding my phone with messages. But since you haven't said anything to me, I'm guessing you don't mind. You should, however, because he's sweet and I'm in love with him. And I have to thank you for handing him over to me so quickly. Cora, I know you are reading my texts. In any case, George is a wonderful person, isn't he? He was so simple to snatch away from you. It didn't take long for me to sleep with him either. I only went to your apartment, knocked, and fluttered my eyes a little. Then something magical happened, and presto, before you knew it, we were having a great time in bed. If you catch what I mean. By the way, I can't believe he works for one of the world's largest media tech firms. And he is the most attractive man I've ever dated. He's in better hands with me than with you, sis. Oh, I almost forgot. We've chosen to marry as soon as possible. Yes, you read that correctly. That is exactly what I stated. Oh, and before I forget, another thing? Since I stole your precious man for the second time, I'm come to apologize. Sorry for snatching yet another man from you. See, even if I wanted to, I can't. Deep down, I'm a kind person. So, sis, I apologize. But please accept my apologies. Okay, you're not responding to any messages, and it's becoming tedious. So, bye!
A few hours later,
What the hell is going on, Bonnie? You stole my lover and are now marrying him? You've gone insane!
Oh, Cora, there you are. Yeah. Did you read every single one of my messages? Thank you for sending me another handsome dude. I appreciate how simple this is for me.
Bonnie, what are you on about? Isn't this just bogus?
Oh no, sis. This is the reality. You proposed to me and things progressed from there and we ended up at the courthouse. So, we're officially married now.
What? Are you certain?
Thank you very much. George makes me very happy.
George?
Yes, he moved into my flat after leaving yours. And now we are here.
But who's George?
Jory is my hubby. I understand you're not used to hearing that, but you'll have to grow used to it.
Yeah, but the name of my lover is George. So it's either a typo or you've got the wrong guy. I already know which one it is, and I'm eager to hear what you have to say about it.
What the hell?
Just so you know, my guy is British.
British. He's Mexican, not American. George, it states such in some weird documents I have here.
Didn't your mother tell you that my boyfriend's name is George?
Sure thing, George.
I suppose it's difficult to tell in writing? Mom must have read it out aloud like George. You know what I mean?
So I'm not with your George. Who is this person? Are you telling me this isn't the man you're going to marry?
It appears to be so. This is such a classic story. Oh, this is going to be a long time. You thought George was my George.
No, wait a minute. I thought you and your partner were living together. I thought you were at your apartment, so when I saw George, I assumed it was him and... What the heck is going on?
Where did you stay? Did you go to the Hogtown one?
Yes.
Now it'll make sense.
What? Please tell me. What's going on here?
I left that apartment about a year ago.
What? What?
Perhaps another man with a similar name moved in and you mistaken him for my sweetheart. Bonnie, little Bonnie. Isn't this amazing? It appears that justice has finally come to my aid.
So, where exactly are you now? What city do you live in?
New York. New York.
New York? What on earth are you doing in New York? All this time, I assumed you were in Toronto's Hogtown. When did you decide to relocate?
Yep, because George is a native New Yorker, I relocated to be with him.
Unbelievable. Oh my God, I'm still perplexed. You and your boyfriend George are in New York.
He's actually my hubby now. We were officially wedded.
What? So, to whom am I married? I'm about to go insane. This cannot be true. This is absurd.
It's karma, as I have stated.
Is Mom aware of this?
Without a doubt. And she's overjoyed for me. Anyway, I suppose you deserve congratulations?
Oh, I had planned to steal your boyfriend. What have I been up to all this time? This is insane. Oh my God.
a month later,
Cora, what exactly is going on here? Are you aware of this? I returned to Mom's house and there was no one there. Who is the man who lives there? I'm gone.
Hello, Bonnie. You returned to your mother's house. You should have just asked her before showing up.
I couldn't do it. I wouldn't have known where to start with all of this. I needed to clear my head, so I immediately packed my belongings and left. I can't take it any longer. What happened to her?
So, what was the first thing that happened?
Okay, this is going to sound insane.
Don't you think I'm tired of hearing your wacky stories by now?
Whatever. But listen, this is insane. George, it turned out, had a fiancé,
Oh, wow!
and when she discovered that he was cheating on her with me, she pulled out all the stops to make me pay the price. She's actually forcing me to pay for their wedding, which has now been cancelled due to this whole mess. That's a lot of money. Cora, she's forcing me to spend $100,000 for the wedding. I'm not kidding when I say $100,000, rounded up. Where am I going to get that type of money? And why should I pay anything when he was the one who cheated on his fiancée? Even simply thinking about it makes me want to pull my hair out. I require Mom's assistance. I need her money.
No! Don't even think about asking Mom for money to cover your stupid behind. That will not happen.
But where is Mom?
She's right here with me. With us.
What? Are you in New York?
Yes, I couldn't leave her all alone in Toronto, could I? She stated that she needed a change of scenery. Don't worry, she loves it here.
What the hell happened? So, what do I do now? You two abandoned me. What gives you the right to do that to me?
Take a look at what you did to me, Bonnie. You stole my ex-husband and damaged my marriage while also upsetting my mother. That was the final straw for Mom, as you well know. So this is nothing compared to that. You've been an awful selfish person, daughter and sister. Can you blame her for wanting to end the conversation?
This is not going to happen. I'm not going to allow you folks cut me off.
Bonnie, you don't have a say in the matter? Beggars can't be picky. You should be thankful that I'm still responding to your text message in this manner. I still haven't forgiven you or forgotten what you did. It isn't easy, believe me.
I'm in need of assistance over here. I need to get out of this situation, please. I had to divorce George and leave. I can't return to that flat in this state. I want his fiancée to reconcile with him and stop pestering me about paying the penalties.
This isn't my problem. Bonnie, you're on your own.
No, but we're family. I swear, I'll change my ways. Please, I'll be courteous.
Bonnie, I'm through here. Bye.
After that,
I blocked Bonnie from my phone and all of my social media accounts after this discussion. So I'm not sure what's going on in her life. But Mom discovered what she's been up to, and it appears that she's been working odd jobs here and there to make ends meet in Toronto. Of course I'm concerned. But I can't keep indulging her and attempting to help her every time she gets into trouble. Especially with this one, because it's all her fault. Plus, I still haven't forgiven her for destroying my first marriage. I'm just going to concentrate on my newlywed life with my wonderful husband George and taking care of my mother so she can enjoy a happy life with us. Bonnie will have to learn things the hard way until I unblock her.
Mark, there's something on my mind and it's not easy for me to say, but I'm going to say it anyway.
What is it?
Well, I think that you should find yourself a new job. I mean, you only work like 2 times a week in your free time. You play video games at home or go out with your friends. Don't you want a full-time job?
Actually, I don't. I already live in a nice house and I'm happy with my life. I don't think there's any need for me to change anything.
But I'm the one paying for it all. Don't you think that's a little unfair? If I were in your position, I'd feel bad that I wasn't making enough money and also insecure about my future.
What the hell? Are you saying that I'm a loser because I don't have a full-time job like you?
I'm not. I just think that you should think about your future. You can't rely on me forever. I mean, you're still young. Don't you want to do something meaningful with your life? Don't you get sick of playing games and going out with the same group of friends all the time?
Whatever. You don't need to lecture me. I should have never married an older woman had I known that she would start lecturing me like this.
What do you mean by that?
I wish I'd married someone that was younger than me. I mean, they're prettier and more loyal. I married you because I have a stable job on income. That's all. I thought that if I was getting married, it would be better to marry someone like you or someone that could take care of me for the rest of my life. But I guess that I was wrong.
You are already thinking about your post-retirement years.
Sort of. The one good thing I got out of this marriage is that you bought us a room in this high-rise condo. And the mortgage payments aren't that high, are they?
I didn't buy this place. I pay a pretty high rent for us to live here.
But I'm sure that is not a burden for you, seeing that you make good money. If we're being honest with each other today, I think that my love for you is gone. I don't have any feelings for you anymore.
What do you mean by that?
I'm sick and tired of you telling me what to do all the time. You might be 5 years older than me, but that doesn't make me your child. I'm your husband. You should treat me with more respect.
I'm not being bossy because I'm older than you, but I'm just asking you to do the right thing for the both of us. It doesn't make sense that I'm doing all the work here.
You can think whatever you want, but don't share your thoughts with me. It's really irritating.
I had no idea this bothered you so much. Fine. I won't say what's on my mind anymore. But please, do some self-reflection on your own then, Mark.
A few days later.
Mark! Mark!
What do you want now? Stop nagging me. I've had enough of y'all complaining.
I know that you brought over a woman to our apartment while I was at work.
How the hell did you find out? I didn't care that you found out there. I'm gonna see whoever I like whenever I want to.
Well, I won't allow you to bring them over to my apartment. And I can't believe you let her use our bed. What were you thinking?
Fine, then do you want to get a divorce?
What are you talking about?
Well, I think we should get a divorce. And I'm taking this house. You can go find yourself a new place to live.
Do you hear yourself? Do you know how selfish you're being right now? We're renting this place under my name. Why should I be the one to move out? And we're still married. I have every right to complain about you bringing women over to our place. Don't you understand that you're committing adultery?
I don't care what you think of me. I'm no longer in love with you, and this is my life. I'm sick and tired of listening to you complain all the time. I've had enough. I want you to move out.
So, this means that you want to file for a divorce?
Yes, that's right. I don't see any benefits in staying married to you anymore. It stresses me out to be with you. It's not good for my health. I want you to move out as soon as possible.
Are you sure this is a good idea? Is this better for you to move out?
I don't think so. I like living here.
I don't think that you'll be able to afford the rent. Do you even know how much you make right now?
I may not make as much as you, but I'll be able to pay the rent. It's not a problem.
I don't think you understand how much the rent is.
Do you think that I'm stupid? I think that we have the divorce papers at home.
Yes, we do.
I'll follow them soon then.
What the hell? We haven't even finished talking about this. How can you be so selfish? You only make $800 a month. How are you gonna get by?
The rent is not that high, so I can manage. I don't spend that much anyway. I'm going to get back on my feet after we get divorced. I'm going to remarry a cute and young girl who takes better care of me.
Life is not that easy, you know. You're not going to miraculously find a great job when you want to. I didn't think you were such a low life.
What did you just call me?
I said that you're a good-for-nothing lowlife. I think we've done enough talking. You can file those divorce papers.
File them as soon as possible. I'm so glad to have you out of my life.
Likewise, but I know that you won't be able to keep up with the rent. You're sure of your decision to continue living here, right? You won't regret it.
Yes, I'm sure. How many times do you have to ask me that? I love living here. You should change the name of the leaves from yours to mine.
Will do. I wish you had appreciated me more, though. I did so much for you. I'm the one that's been supporting you financially ever since you quit your full-time job.
Well, as my wife, that was your obligation. It's nothing to brag about. All you did was pay the rent, and it's not even that much. It's like $100 a month, right? I'll pay the rent from now on, so move out as soon as you can. I don't want to see your face anymore.
Okay, then. I'm moving out. I just can't believe that you had a stupid thought. Your punishment is coming your way soon. I've warned you. I'm going to live my life happily without you.
Why do you keep on acting like I'm not going to be able to pay the rent? I'm not going to get punished for anything.
Well, if that's how you like to see things, fine by me. If I need any more from you, I'll contact you through my lawyer.
Sounds great. I'm so happy that I don't have to live with you anymore. Same here. Bye.
A few months later.
Hey, pick up your phone.
I'm at work and we agreed to not speak to one another, remember? Text me instead. I did everything that you asked me to. What else do you want from me?
First of all, why did you take all the electrical appliances from my house? I called you last week about it, but you wouldn't pick up your phone.
I bought all those appliances, so I have every right to take them. It took me a while to move into my new place. But now that I needed my appliances back.
Fine. I guess I can't complain about it. But you could have given me some warning. Now, I have to go buy some appliances for myself. I suppose, but why are you telling me all this?
I'm sure that your new girlfriend can help you with the shopping.
Actually, there's a bigger problem. The rent is much higher than I expected it to be. There must be some sort of mistake.
Oh, so you finally got your bill? You should have read the contract when we changed the name in the agreement to yours.
Yeah, I guess.
But this has nothing to do with me, so you need to figure it out on your own. I've been paying the rent up until now, and you never cared how much the rent was. It's not $100, you idiot. It's more like 10 grand.
So there is no mistakes in the bill? It's 10 grand.
Yes, the rent is 10 grand.
You deceived me. The monthly rent is worth my annual salary amount. There's no way that I'll be able to pay this much.
I'm sure that is a stretch for you. Good luck.
Is that all you have to say to me? Good luck. Are you having fun seeing me struggle like this? You knew that the rent was too high for me. Why didn't you say anything? I've thought that the rent was like $100.
How could you assume that the rent was so cheap? You live in a nice place. It can't be that cheap. Don't you have any common sense?
Well, I saw that you paid a lot of money when we first rented this place out. And I also contributed all the savings that I had at the time. That's why I thought that the monthly rent wouldn't be so high. Because we had already paid the majority at the beginning.
Well, that's not the case. It was money that needed to be paid to secure the room because it's so popular. And we also used the money to buy furniture. But what kind of an idiot are you to think that we could live here for so cheap? Your stupidity makes me laugh. You're a real joke.
Stop being so condescending. And this isn't funny at all. I can't afford to pay my rent.
Then why don't you ask your girlfriend to help out with the rent? I mean, she's living with you. That's the least she could do.
That's right. I will talk to her. She will definitely help me.
I hope so.
A few minutes later.
Honey, what are you doing?
I'm putting on makeup to go out. Today we will go out to eat. I want to eat at a high-end restaurant.
That's fine, but I have something to tell you.
What's going on? Tell me.
I'm currently investing in a big project, so I don't have enough money to pay the rent. Can you help me pay this month's rent?
What? You said I pay the rent?
That's right. Just this month. Later he will close it.
Impossible. When I told you to come here to live, I said I could pay the rent. Why is this happening now?
Because you are lacking money to invest. When I have money, I will pay you back.
Are you trying to trick me? Obviously, you haven't been working lately, so you said what you invested in.
You invest with your friends. You can trust me.
How can I trust you? You can abandon your wife who takes care of you to run after me. I'm sure you will also abandon me to run after someone else. So I can't spend my money on someone like you.
I won't do that to you. You know I love you very much.
Do you love me or love someone who can pay for everything for you? I won't be stupid like your last wife.
How can you say that to me? I will go to work and pay you back.
For a lazy person like you, I don't think any company can hire you. I think I should leave here before I have to share this debt with you.
I can't do that. If you leave, I won't have money to pay for this house and I'll be evicted.
That's your business. I have nothing to do with it. Goodbye.
Don't go, Lisa.
Shortly after.
I can't ask my girlfriend to pay the rent. She left. She's 10 years younger than me.
It was stupid of her to choose to date you. I guess all you can do now is look for a decent job that pays well.
So you're not even going to offer to help me out? I'm not going to be able to find a new job in such a short span of time.
Well, if you can't come up with the rent, you're going to have to move out. The superintendent is going to ask you to pay the rent for the month that you've been living there.
But I can't pay. I'm sure that he will come to find you next. I mean, the lease used to under your name, so...
Come on. We're divorced already. Your parents are guarantor now. So, I'm pretty sure that the superintendent will get in touch with them if you don't pay the rent.
I didn't know that. How could I know this?
So you can't get away with not paying your rent. Your parents are going to be so pissed off with you when they find out about this. If your parents get mad at you over this, you won't have a place to live. Why are you even calling me about this? I thought that you never wanted to speak to me again.
I had no idea that this place was so expensive. You should have warned me about this. This is all your fault. You should take responsibility by paying the rent.
Why would I ever do that? I'm no longer a part of your life. Deal with it on your own, you scum.
Did you just call me scum?
Yes, I did. Because you are scum. You only married me for my money. And then you quit your job and spent your time doing whatever you wanted. You made me do all the household chores and wasted my money on games and gambling. And on top of that, you found yourself a lover and had an affair. After that, you made me move out and tried to take my house from me. I don't deserve any of the crap you put me through. Now you need to deal with this mess on your own. I'm no longer a part of your life.
Look, you have a point. And I'm sorry for the way that I treated you. I didn't mean for things to end like this between us. Can't you help me out for our time's sake? I mean, we used to be married.
The past is the past. You're nothing to me. We're strangers now.
Please don't say that. I'm sorry for cheating on you. I see how bad that was now. You still have feelings for me, right? Please don't leave me to suffer like this.
Feelings? Are you crazy? I don't feel anything for you anymore. After the hell you put me through, you're the one that kicked me out. I suffered plenty. Now is your turn. I'm living in a fabulous new place now. I have no intention of moving back in with you. My rent is pretty expensive, so I don't have the luxury to help you out with your rent.
Can I move in with you then?
No way.
Can we give it another try, please? I realized how much I love you after you moved out. I'm really sorry. I won't do anything else to hurt you.
I'd rather die than get back with you.
I'm serious. I know that we can make it work.
I hate you for what you did to me. And you're a loser who just wants to live with me for my money. I don't need you in my life now. Can you please stop texting me? Good luck with your rent. Stop bothering me. I'm busy.
In the end, Mark didn't have enough money to pay the rent, so he had to return the house, incurring a large debt. When he had nowhere to go, he returned to his parents' house. His parents knew the truth and said he was useless. They kicked him out of the house despite his begging. He then became homeless, working hard jobs to pay off his large debt. Karen has a happy new life. She is satisfied and does not regret her decision. It was the right choice.
Callista, what time do you plan to arrive home today? Get here quickly so you can cook dinner for us all. We're hungry and waiting.
Mom, what are you on about? I'm still at work. There's no way I'm leaving now to serve you all dinner. After all, it's just midday, and supper won't be served until much later.
Do you realize what a terrible daughter you are? Simply a good-for-nothing jerk. I mean, you're 26 years old and still don't take responsibility. You should strive to be more like your younger brother, Edric.
Mom, Edric is still at university and has never had to work. What was he going to teach me?
That's correct. He is in college, as opposed to you, who merely attended a trade school. You should devote more time to your family.
Every month, I literally give you a portion of my money.
You know what I mean, mister? Rent. Stop acting so mighty when all you ever offer us is the basic least. You are aware that we are just allowing you to reside here. This isn't your personal hotel where you can stay anytime you want.
It's not like I particularly enjoy living at home. However, the location is advantageous because it is closer to work. Besides, it was Dad who requested me to move in and contribute a little of my salary. You two truly left me with no option but to move in. To be honest, the majority of my profits are directed at you. At this pace, I'll never be able to afford to move out and live on my own.
Callista, I'm sick and tired of your excuses. You must learn to accept responsibility for yourself. You are the older brother, and you should behave like it. You don't have money since you have no education and are lousy at saving. And, despite the fact that your father and I have allowed you to stay here, you never bother assisting with the chores. Why are you still alive?
Mom! How can you say such a thing to your own child?
My kid? Haha. Please, I just require one son, whose name is Edric. Oh, you're simply a failure and a blunder. I no longer want you in my life.
Please. Mom. You should not say such things. Do you give a damn about how it makes me feel?
You want me to think that a brain as little as yours has feelings? Callista, how did you end up being so dumb in the first place? You're not excellent at anything, and all you do at home is take up room.
That is not correct. I offer you a large portion of what I earn. Even I recognize that I am not as intelligent as Edric. But it doesn't mean I can't learn new things. Edric is already 20, but all he does is study. I don't believe he has even one buddy. Mom, I'm concerned about him as well.
What? He is a genius, little brother, and he doesn't need you to worry about him. He will be quite fine on his own. Besides, his intelligence is worlds beyond everyone else's, so it's no surprise he hasn't found someone to converse to. He functions on a separate level. I don't think he even needs pals. He is destined for far greater things than any of us can conceive.
I see. And you don't think that's a chilly way to treat your own child?
What does that even mean? Are you attempting to offend Edric right now? What information do you have about him? Nothing, you idiot. You truly irritated me. I want you to leave.
Out? Do you really like to leave? But what if you two have financial problems and I'm not there to help?
Who needs you in the first place? I'll chat to your father and try to persuade him. But, do you understand, I never want you to come back inside the house? I'll gather your belongings and place them on the lawn so you're able to collect.
What? You're not serious.
I am. And by everything, I mean everything. So simply come back to get your belongings and then depart. I don't even want to look at you. If you remain here much longer, you'll probably end up rubbing off on Edric.
Mom, do you even understand what you're saying? How can you be so mean to your own child? Okay, if you want me to go, that's okay, but I can't leave today. That is far too soon.
Enough. I'm not interested in hearing it any longer.
This is unbelievable.
You'd best hurry since you're about to go. We're all in agreement that we don't want you here any longer. So collect your belongings and leave. Nobody wants you here. There is nothing left for you.
You truly are the worst MOM. But great, if that's how you want it, you'll never hear from me again.
Well, and it's not just me. You are also not to contact anyone from this family.
Okay, fine. Then tell them all not to approach me again.
And from now on, you are no longer my daughter. We are nothing to one another, understand? Callista, please give us money immediately now.
Please excuse me. Is that you, Mom?
What are you on about? All those years ago, I informed you that you were no longer my child. And if you believed that after 7 years of not bothering to check on us would alter that, you're dead wrong.
Wow. Are you serious? That's exactly what you're saying to me. You, I believe, were the first to declare that you would never speak to me again. Then you threw all my belongings on the grass and kicked me out.
Whatever you recall, I know the facts.
You don't, it appears, but whatever. And what exactly do you imply by your previous message?
I mean, I need you to transfer money to us. That shouldn't be that difficult to find out. Then again, you've always been an idiot. I doubt you're earning that much right now. But please send us something. After all, it was you who abandoned this family.
LOL, wait a minute. Are we related or not? You must maintain the integrity of your tale. You continue to claim I betrayed you, but you're actually the ones who kicked me out, to begin with. And now you've had the audacity to message me begging for money.
But this is a major matter. We are in a terrible situation.
And what exactly do you imply by that?
I just referred to that there's a lot going on over here and we need your assistance.
First, tell me what's going on. I'd want to know.
Why should be required an explanation for anything to such a moron as you?
Why did you bother contacting an idiot such me in the very first place? Especially when it comes to begging for money.
Stop playing your semantic word games, please. If you need to know, Edric is deeply in debt, and we have recently all gone into debt in order to assist him. So now we need you to assist us all by sending money.
What? Do you mean you're all in debt?
Enough with the questions. Just cough up the cash to assist your younger sibling. Stop being so ineffective and send $5,000 right now.
Yeah, I guess I'll pass.
What exactly do you mean?
I mean, you kicked me out of this family 7 years ago, and we promised never to speak to each other again. And yet you've come to talk to me. I attempted to speak with various attorneys, who indicated that there is no true legal means to entirely keep you away from me. He said that the best way to do is to disregard whatever you could email me. So, I suppose I'll just block you for the time being.
What are you on about? Are you serious about abandoning your family for the second time?
No, what exactly are you on about? You were the person who claimed I was not anymore your kid or a member of your family. And it was all because I was scared for my younger brother. But you two never listened to me and treated me like garbage. So, how is Edric doing? Is he a reclusive loner like I feared he'd become all those many years ago?
If that's what you're asking, he doesn't have a job. But he's getting ready for one.
What exactly does getting ready for a job imply?
I just mean that he is still preparing for his major future. He's just not ready yet. He's like a battery that's about to be fully charged.
What the heck is that?
What exactly do you mean?
You have spoiled Edric for far too long, and he can no longer function as an adult. You've made him absolutely helpless. He is, after all, 24 years old, right? But I'm sure he still has no friends and spends his days at home.
Well, he's been working all day on whatever on his laptop. But I know it's going to pay off soon, and then we'll all be rich. So we only need to pay off these loans, and we'll be set.
And what gives you the impression that repaying off your debts would cure all of your problems? Edric may be brilliant at studying, but is it what you consider to be smart?
And what caused you to say such a thing? You do not even have a decent job or anything.
Actually, I'm using my trade school knowledge to, wait for it, work in my trade. And now I am in charge of a foreign branch office.
What exactly are you doing?
After you pushed me out of the residence, I went out and tried to get another employment, and I had to apply every ability I'd learned during school to actually make it work. More obviously, I was never brilliant at regular schoolwork, but my trade school provided me with a wealth of practical knowledge. In reality, since our last conversation, I've married, had children, and am now enjoying a very calm life abroad.
Are you kidding me? You've gotten married. Do you have children? My grandchildren.
I don't believe you can call them your grandchildren. After all, we're no longer related.
So, when do you suppose you'll be back?
Home? And where exactly do you mean by that?
Of course, to our house. When will you return to present your father and me to our grandchildren?
That will never, ever happen. I've told everything to my husband, and she's quite happy to tell people that I don't have any family. After all, isn't it true in some ways?
Callista, what are you on about? We are your extended family. How do you put it? And do you truly work abroad? That is really fantastic. I've heard that abroad positions are typically well compensated, don't they?
They do. Thank you for inquiring. But it should not worry you because you will never see any of that money.
Oh, my sweetheart, come on. Don't be that way. We must band together as a family to fight this difficulty. That's what families do. Do you not wish to assist your brother? Remember how concerned you were about him? And he always compliments you on your appearance.
That's fantastic, but I don't believe any of it. And, as I already stated, I don't consider us to be family. So why don't you all continue to suffer as a family?
Please. Can't you simply send us a small sum of money? And perhaps you might bring your children so we finally get to see our grandchildren?
No way. For as long as I can, I will not let my children meet you. I'll make absolutely sure this is the last time we ever speak.
How can you be that mean? How can you mention things like that to me? It's me, your mom.
You are not, in my opinion. You've only ever compared me to Edric, and you've done it repeatedly. You've never acknowledged me for who I am. So, now that I'm free, I never want to see any of you again.
Okay, I get what you mean. I apologize. I was foolish to have treated you in that manner for so long. Please accept my apologies. So please, Callista, just come back home to us. Perhaps we can all live together again? It will be enjoyable if you bring your husband and children. It's just as it used to be.
It was never pleasant for me, and there's no way I'm exposing my true family to individuals like you. And I have no intention of entangling myself or my family in the debt that you three have accrued over the years.
Why must you be so harsh right now? Didn't I apologize? Isn't that sufficient? Please, can't you find it in your heart to reconsider? There was never a time when we didn't adore you as if you were our own kid. Let's just be a family again and let things return to how they were when we were happy.
What you're attempting to achieve right now is very apparent. Money was literally the first thing you asked me for, and it is still all you want from me. Especially now that you know how much better my life has become since I left you all behind.
No, that is not the case. You've got everything wrong. Simply return home. Your mother is pleading with you.
What kind of mother? This is plenty for me. I stated unequivocally that I would not be attending. If you continue to message me after this, I will sue you for harassment.
Sue me? Sue your mother? Don't you think that's going too far? Is it so bad that all I want to do after all these years is see my child?
You don't want to see me, all you want is my money. And this pitiful attempt to obtain it is pathetic. You want me to assist you in digging your way out of the hole you have built for yourself by babying Edric. Did you seriously expect me to fall for this? I've already informed you that I don't want anything to do with any of you again. Mom, goodbye.
Hey Callista, there's something I want to talk to you about.
What is it? What's wrong, Edric?
Mom wants you to come back home with her after finding out that you got married. She wants to have a conversation again. She realized her mistakes and hopes that you can return to our family. Mom wants you to come home with her. She's realized her mistake about your marriage and hopes you can come back to our family.
That's impossible. Did you forget all the things that happened? Do you remember the mistakes Mom made? Have you forgotten where you came from? Have you forgotten how you caused all those mistakes?
How can you be so selfish and ridiculous? I'm your little brother, and you're responsible for this family. How can you be so selfish and stubborn?
Haha, are you telling a joke? The one who was adopted by our parents is not me. You got to go to college while I had to give up my education to work. Do you remember how much money I gave you so you could continue studying at a prestigious university with exorbitant tuition fees? Everything was thanks to my extra job earnings, but all you did was reach out and ask for every penny from our parents.
So what? I'm their son and your younger brother.
I had to give up my studies to work so I could continue in a famous university with expensive tuition fees. I worked overtime to give you money, but you keep relying on your parents for everything. I won't have any responsibility towards you. You're old enough to take responsibility for yourself.
What? I'm your young brother. Everyone in the family should be responsible for me.
I won't no longer willing to assume responsibility for you. You're old enough to take care of yourself.
Fine, then lend me some money. It's not much compared to your monthly salary.
How much do you need?
Is $20,000 too difficult for you compared to your monthly salary? I need this to pay off a debt. That should be easy for you, right?
LOL, I'm not the family ATM. I have no obligation towards you anymore. I have no responsibility to you at all.
Then what do you do? What are you doing for this family then?
I'm done with this responsibility to you and this family. I'll never contact you or mom again. Don't try to reach out to me or anyone in the family because I want nothing to do with you. I'll block you if you try to contact me.
What is your role in helping this family?
So what for? Family gives me bad feelings, so I need them to what? I've fulfilled my obligations to you and this family. And I will never contact you or mom again. Don't try to contact me or anyone in the family because I don't want to have any contact with you all anymore. Don't try to reach out to me because I will block you.
Hey, Callista. Are you crazy? Let's call your mom now.
Callista's mother was utterly taken aback by the whiplash of discovering her estranged kid was rich and prosperous and that she had grandchildren, only to find out that none of them will ever be a part of her life. Edric just got further under Dad and pulled both of them down on him until they had no choice but to force Edric out of their house. Even still, Callista had never thought of assisting any of them, preferring to concentrate on his wonderful life and beloved family from the protection of a whole different nation.
Good day, Jamie. I know you're probably busy counting your pennies right now, but I need to speak with you. Today it appears that our children are playing together. Why do you allow them to do that?
Oh, Ellen, what are you talking about?
Why did you allow our children to play together? Why did you allow your kids to play with my children? You should have first requested my permission.
Sorry, you saying you want me to ask your permission before allowing our kids to play together? Your and my kids were both at the park at the same time. I had no idea your kids needed permission to play with other kids their age.
Oh no, I have no objections to my kids playing with other kids their age. I object to my children being forced to interact with impoverished people like you.
Oh my goodness, I'm surprised you just said that to me. Even if it were true, polite people would not say it out loud. You're truly amazing.
I'm not kidding. I'm simply being honest. Some individuals may object, but I dislike lying. I understand you work from home and don't make a lot of money.
True, I work from home.
I had been correct. The fact that you are not a housewife indicates that your husband does not earn enough to support his family. To augment his money, you must work as well. What a pity.
That is not the reason I work. Nowadays, many couples both work. It's really common. Why do you feel the need to comment on my circumstances when everyone else is working?
I have no issue with working ladies. Other mothers in our group work outside the house as well. They all have respectable professions and careers, but you lack both, not the right job or career. Working from home is so unprofessional and clandestine. I'm wondering if you're even working or if you're just resting on the job.
I'm not sure what gave you that notion, but people who work from home are capable of performing their duties. It's not as simple as it appears.
So it's exactly like freelancing. You do realize that no one in the real world considers freelancing to be actual experience, right? It just does not apply. Just as your job doesn't actually matter. All I'm saying is that if you can't join the club, don't put too much effort into keeping up appearances. Take children, for example. They appear and act poor. You can do your hardest to appear wealthy, but your children will reveal the truth.
Please pause. Don't involve the kids in this. You are free to think whatever you want, but just keep your thoughts to yourself.
As I already stated, I simply state the facts. I understand that some individuals dislike hearing the truth. That, however, is their problem, not mine. And don't feel humiliated if I expose you.
I'm not humiliated. However, you must exercise caution with your erroneous assumptions.
And I think it's also extremely low that you judge youngsters. Any moral person would exclude children from the debate. Besides, none of this is your concern in the first place, but you have a habit of poking your nose into everything. You should keep an eye on yourself.
Take a look at yourself. Aren't you behaving mighty for your position? You should keep to your lane. I'm only here to tell you to keep your filthy poor kids away from my kids. I don't want your personality to infect my children.
My personality? You're behaving more like a child than any child I've ever met.
What exactly are you attempting to imply?
Nothing, I stated flatly. Your demeanor is childish. Anyway, I don't have time to continue this conversation with you. I'm sure you've told everyone you know about my family. I'm sick of having to clear the air with everyone, so could you just stop?
I am merely informing everyone that there's an imposter among us. That is not a problem. Everyone needs to know that you have a bad side hustle if you want to stay in our expensive neighborhood.
There's nothing immoral about what I do, and I'm not hiding anything. Why you keep passing judgment on me and treating me this way?
I just don't like phonies, and seeing you try so hard hurts my heart. If you do not like it, you and your family should relocate to a more affordable location.
Thank you for your unsolicited counsel, but please keep it to yourself the next time. Please quit passing judgment on me and leave us alone. Let me also tell you something you did not ask to hear. Working from home does not imply that one does not make a lot of money. You should reconsider your position before you embarrass yourself in public. Finally, avoid mentioning my name or my family. Don't bring up our names. I'll stop there because our kids appear to get along. Don't bring them into this.
I'm talking to you right now because of the children. I don't want them near poor folks. It's simply bad for them.
To be honest, I believe that children should be able to engage with everyone. We're also not poor. It would be heartbreaking for both of our children if they were forced to stop playing together because you disagree with me.
I don't see it that way. I'm simply considering what is best for my children.
Do you think it is beneficial to keep children apart from their friends?
No, but I'm training them to be more selective about who they choose as friends.
Actually, what you mentioned about being selective just reminded me of something. I heard a few weeks back about what your kids brought to the school.
How about it? How about it?
As part of cultural awareness, the kids were asked to bring a food from a nation they choose. Your children reportedly brought cold-cut meat sandwiches from the grocery.
And what's the problem with that? You can't expect me to prepare a cuisine from a nation I've never visited.
I just believe you could have put in a little more work. The lunch was part of your children's education. They weren't expecting you to make it every day.
But why would I have to? I don't want to waste my time eating awful foods from other cultures. What if it smells bad in my house?
With that mindset, how can you expect to teach your children culture and tolerance? You could have turned it into a fun project for your kids while learning.
In the first place, it was a dumb project. Nobody wants to consume meals they don't enjoy. I'd sooner have a facial than eat in an ethnic restaurant. I don't have time to waste on frivolous matters such as other people's cultures. I mean, the food had to be edible, right? It was...
So you'd rather spend your money on yourself than your kids? Wouldn't it be better to invest that time and money on your children's education?
I've already spent a lot of money on their education.
They already attend the top school in town.
And I'm attempting to shield them from the influence of the poor? That's why we're even having this conversation. So it's apparent that I care about my children.
That's not what I meant.
Please do not change the subject. Just keep your filthy children away from mine, please.
My kids are not filthy.
I do feel sad for them. They choose to be born into your family. When they see all of the other kids at school, they must be unhappy and envious. Please keep your distance from my children since they do not need to know the hard realities of poverty at this age. I am politely requesting that you cooperate.
I can tell our chat isn't going anywhere, so I'm leaving. That's fine if that's what you want. I'll keep our kids apart.
Finally, thank goodness. That took a lot longer than it needed to. If you want me to stop calling you poor, urge your husband to look for a better paying job. You'll be able to outfit your children nicer after he gets a better job.
You will also not be required to work from home. You can find a proper job or simply stop working. Isn't that lovely? Sure. So I'm not renewing my contract with Korea because we're keeping our families apart and everything.
What? How did you learn the name of my husband?
I'm not required to explain anything. Just keep your distance from me and my family. I feel awful for our kids because they always appear to have a good time with one another. But I agree that it is preferable to keep my children away from those who think the way you do about others. We'll remove all ties and relationships from now on, just as you requested.
Wait, my Ali was mentioned. What's the story there? What are your contracts with Kari?
You actually don't know anything, just like I suspected. I'm a designer and I'm well known in my area.
What? Do you work in design?
Yes, and I've worked on multiple projects for Kareem's company. He was, in fact, the person I spoke with the most at that company. We collaborated on the same projects multiple times. We began working together after meeting at the park while our children were playing. We started talking business, and then we were in business. I'm sure you had no idea. I'm guessing he doesn't trust you enough to talk about his work with you because of the way you talk about other people.
How did he become a designer? That is not possible. You know, famous. You're so arrogant to say something like that. You should feel embarrassed. Only those who work hard may claim to be successful, not those who stay at home all day doing nothing.
I'm all right if you don't believe me. You don't have to, and I won't force you to trust me. You can continue to bury your face in the sand. You wish to sever all ties with me, correct? Fine. I will not speak to you or anyone in your family from now on.
Wait, let me clarify something first. You're not only working from home.
No, you're correct. I work as a freelancer from my home. I'm a designer who can work from anywhere. Because I have a very excellent setup at home, I prefer to work here. Working from home also allows me to spend more time with my children, so it's simply better for me. But just because I work for myself doesn't mean my job isn't valued or that I'm not paid. I know in discussing money so casually, but I make a lot more than your husband.
What? You earn more than he does? It's difficult to believe. After all, he earns a lot. How much do you earn?
I'm not sure I want to tell you how much I make, since it shouldn't matter. It's just the reality that I'd like you to be aware of because it appears to be important to you. My husband and I both make a good living. I used to think that we were doing okay for ourselves and that there was no need to brag.
Why didn't anyone tell me you're wealthy? Why did you keep it hidden?
I had no reason to tell you because you never asked. Again, I'm not comfortable discussing money in that way, and it's not courteous to inquire about someone's earnings. You jumped to conclusions without even speaking to me or attempting to comprehend the facts.
No, I didn't. You stated that you worked from home, and people who work from home frequently do minor, insignificant projects.
Your ignorance is clear. Working from home is becoming increasingly popular.
In reality, an increasing number of people are doing so.
It's not so dissimilar than working in an office building. I believe it is preferable because we are not wasting time commuting every day when we could be working. There is no need to dismiss those who work from home. That is an extremely backward way of thinking.
Okay, all right. I believe you have made your point. You're not required to offend me in this manner. Okay, I just didn't know. In any case, everything is fine.
What exactly do you mean?
It's fine if your kids want to play with mine now that you've proven you're not impoverished. So let's forget about it.
Is it all right now that we've met your ridiculous requirements? We're also okay with not having to work with you.
What? But I'm going to let our kids play together. Isn't that what you're looking for?
No, not at all. You know, once I say something, I don't go back on it. I've already stated that we will no longer cultivate ties with you. I'd rather not deal with folks like you.
What exactly do you mean?
I meant everything I said before when I claimed I was canceling my contract with Kareem. I'm no longer going to do business with him or his company.
You should retract that. That is not possible.
Why not? You were the one who stated that you did not want my family to be in the same area as yours. You wanted to be the one to cut off first.
Things have changed. I had no idea what was going on at the time. I had no idea you worked with Kareem. He never informed me about your contract. Your deal with him appears to be pretty essential, and I can't allow you change it. If you do, he'll discover that I had anything to do with it. It's not going to be a good day for me.
So you knew what you were doing was wrong. With the way you've been acting, I assumed you had no self-awareness. I suppose I learned something new today as well. Of course, I'm going to tell your husband about everything that happened today. It would be impolite of me to end our contract without explanation. It would make me appear to be the one lacking in etiquette.
I told you to stop. Are you having a good time torturing me like this?
No, I'm not tormenting you. I'm simply telling you what's going to happen next. In truth, I'm doing nothing to you. I'm sure you had a fine time making fun of me and the others stay. Homer? Don't appreciate making fun of people. Speaking of work, you may need to hunt for a job and begin working soon.
What? That's not something I can accomplish. I promised myself that I would never have to work again in my entire life. I'm not interested. Please do me a huge favor and keep everything to ourselves. It was merely an unintentional mistake. It can happen to anyone.
Oh, Lisa, I should definitely also notify everyone about the lunch you mentioned.
You can't do it.
Everyone will be surprised, therefore you'd rather invest in yourself and your children's education. I'm sure Kareem would be curious to know where his money goes and that his children are frequently left alone in the park. Don't worry. I'll notify him as soon as I explain why I have to end our contract.
Okay then. Stop messing around. That's not something you can say to him. I'm an excellent wife and mommy. I've spent years cultivating that picture of myself. I can't have you destroying what I've worked so hard simply by speaking it right. I'm not gonna let you get away with it. I'm gonna make you pay.
Is that a threat? What are your plans to deal with it?
I'm gonna spread the worst rumors about you across the neighborhood. When I'm done with you, you won't be able to show your face around here again.
Is that all? That's quite childish. After high school, I stopped being concerned about gossip.
What exactly are you attempting to say?
Kareem is about to lose a major contract with me, which will have a domino effect on his company. He will most likely be penalized, and he may even lose his job. It'll all be your fault. Do you see what I mean?
No! Quit talking! That is not possible.
Oh, and did you already spread the tales about me? You made it known to everyone that we were impoverished. But were you unaware? No one gave a damn. Would you like to know why? Because they already knew you were lying because they were aware of my true employment.
What? How could everyone be aware?
Unlike you, the others have taken their time getting to know me. I've even handed out business cards to a number of them. Anyway, I'm curious how Kareem would respond when I tell him everything. He's probably not going to be pleased. He'll be furious to learn that you don't actually care about your children. He may even consider divorce, which I believe would be in his best interests.
Divorce? What in the world are you on about? My husband and I intend to raise our children as a team.
Is that your opinion? Because based on what he just said, he isn't thinking the same thing.
What makes you think you know what he's thinking? Oh no, are you conversing with him right now? What exactly did he say?
He called to confirm the time and location of our meeting the next day. So while I was on the phone with him, I told him everything you and I discussed. He'll be over here after work to apologize for your actions. You seem to be getting sick of your shenanigans. He mumbled something about this being the last straw.
No, you're deceiving me. He cannot abandon me.
I'm not joking. I dislike lying as well. I also have no incentive to deceive you. I've always been forthright.
Would you then please ask him to forgive me? It isn't too late.
We can repair it.
Please insist. Tell him it was only a minor miscommunication between you and me.
Really? I already stated that I dislike lying. I never find it necessary to lie. Besides, there's no reason for me to help you thus. There's no reason for me to do what you say.
Please, you've got to assist me. We're pals. Oh, kids. We're pals.
You're going to call on the kids now? You stated you didn't want your children to befriend filthy kids like mine, and now you want to use them as a shield. You've only spoken negatively about me and my family.
I sincerely apologize. I apologize for what I did. I'm back on track.
You've labeled me impoverished just because I work from home, and you've propagated malicious accusations about me in an attempt to turn the community against my family. You're about to learn what it's really like to have money issues. I hope everyone is nicer to you than you were to me.
After that, Kareem came over that night as promised to apologize for Ellen's actions. Ellen attempted desperately to make explanations for herself, but Kareem was having none of it. More than the disruption to his work, He was enraged that Ellen wasn't adequately caring for the children. He was determined to divorce as soon as possible. He ordered Ellen to pack whatever she could fit into bags and evicted her from their home. When Kareem alerted the family court about Ellen's neglect, he was granted full custody of the children. My children stayed friends with Kareem's children and were unaware of what was going on between the grown-ups. I didn't hold Kareem responsible for what Ellen did to me. I didn't actually end our contract, and we still have an excellent working relationship. Kareem does not appear to be regretting his divorce based on the way things have been going. Ellen, on the other hand, suffered a total loss that night. She had to say goodbye to her friends, her house, and her family. She just had 2 suitcases packed of clothes and other belongings. She needed to get a job and start earning money. According to what I've heard, she worked briefly at a burger joint, but the supervisors had to continuously get on her case to keep her from slacking off. As for me, now that I don't have someone whispering about me behind my back, my life has improved significantly,